Okay, so I figured I'd give a little update on how the skate park is coming in my backyard. As you can see, uh, this is a new build. We just built our house here in February. It is July now. So we're getting all settled in, got the playground going up for the kiddos, and I decided after looking in, seeing concrete prices and stuff, it wasn't as bad as I expected. So I went ahead and I framed in about what I wanted just for a nice little skate area. It's 60 foot by 10 foot here on top. That's not counting um, my little bank and tabletop right there. I think it's, I didn't even measure. I didn't measure anything height wise. So 2 foot ish, if that, 18 inches. But concrete is coming Saturday morning. It's Thursday night now. So I just need to come through and make sure everything's all weeded and I've got all the vegetation out of here. But it's super exciting. I'm super excited. This right here is going to be my little 3-stair. I'm probably going to leave it a gap at first. I wanted about approximately the size of a 3-stair. That was always my favorite thing to skate back 15 years ago when I skated heavy, was like a good 3 or 4-stair. You could learn new tricks or take your flat ground tricks maybe to the next level. And usually once you get them good on 3-stair, you know, you can take them down 6, down 7, whatever. But that's just fun. Just a little 3-stair. And it's small enough you can even pop up it, kickflip up it, back 180 up it, ollie up it, whatever. Have you can put some fun things down it, you know, whatever, limitless. And then, so then down this lower spot is 8 foot by 20 foot flat, and then I've got the bank here at the end, and the bank is my biggest concern when we start pouring concrete because I'll show you. I built it. I've got it. I framed it in a good 2 months ago, and how I made the bank or the frame to it is I took a door, just a standard door, interior door, I cut it right from corner to corner, and I started with that. Well, come to find out, it's one of those cheap doors that is like cardboard on the inside. And so it's been raining and kind of flimsy. And I got a good feeling concrete's gonna blow that right out. So here over the next day, probably tomorrow and tomorrow night, I'm gonna really try to reinforce all of that, make it, maybe put some boards. I was thinking about a 2x4 coming through here, and then just taking some other 2x4s and really propping it up and helping keep it in. But yeah, you can even see there's a little, it's not straight. I've got it banked out right here, but I don't care. I don't care if you don't care. Yeah, I'm excited. Look at the sky. That's my mare. She's a good girl. But yeah, I started prepping, and then as it kept going along, I wanted it even bigger and further and further. So it's going to be about 10 yards. We're going to order a truck, which is 10 yards. So for the prep work, what I did was I didn't know what I was doing whatsoever. I had a good idea, but I've never done this, so I had no idea. I actually called my Amish neighbors, and basically they guided me in the right direction. They've got a laser level. So we just set up a laser level and went through. I scraped everything first, tried to get all of the topsoil off, scraped everything, and then we just basically started laying 2x4s, framing it in, found a zero spot, and then went off that zero spot, raised it up and down with stakes until we've got this whole pad laser leveled up here. It was significantly easier once we got that laser level, because I was trying to do it by eye, and I was close. but it was way off. I mean, I thought this end was actually gonna be a lot lower into the ground, but I actually ended up having to build it up a little bit. I was thinking that end was gonna be high, and then I chopped in. So you never know until you stick a laser level on something right there. Now we're still Saturday morning. Concrete's coming at 9:30, but the guys are coming to bring the compactor first. So they're gonna run through the whole thing, get it all compacted and prepped and ready, and make sure we're looking good and ready for concrete at 9:30. So I'm excited. I can't wait. I told them I'm ready to help in any way and every way possible. Bark at me, yell at me, whatever. I'm excited. I want to help as much as I possibly can with my very limited knowledge of concrete. I'll probably just be at the chute, just taking a shovel, shoving concrete down the chute or something. It's probably not even called a chute. Who knows? Still be fun. I can't wait. I'll show you the end result. So that's the update. That's where we're at. Stay tuned. Well, we did it. Here's the big reveal. I brought some of my kicker. I brought my kicker, my rail, and my box out to the pad, and I got it set up, but that's how she's looking so far. Obviously, I still have the frame and everything I've got to take off, but let's walk around. I am super stoked about how this little 3-stair gap turned out. Obviously it's just a gap for now, but I plan on framing it in and maybe doing a hubba, little slant, maybe slant hubba this side, flat hubba this side. I don't know yet, but it's still a good little gap right now. And then my bank at the end, that turned out great. I was really worried about the transition. Now obviously the concrete guys had to come through and cut some lines, relief cuts, but yeah, I did the top all by myself, which you could probably tell. You could tell the concrete guys have never done anything like this, so I tried to explain and show them what I was going for. We'll walk up to the top. Like I said, I've got, I had this kicker in the garage. Out here in the country, we've got no blacktop or concrete or anything really to skate. You have to go way up to the road, and the road is garbage in this area. So, You know, even having just a little area to skate, like a little pad like this, is just a dream come true. But so I had a little kicker that I'd skate in the garage, and it was almost too big for the garage because I've got a 20 by 30 shop or whatever. And so sometimes by the time you get some speed to pop off it, you know, you're slamming on the brakes as soon as you land. But then we got my flat bar, which I've had since I think my dad made me when I was probably 12, 13 years old. It's truly stood the test of time. I love it. Got my little bench. I actually just made this bench last month, and it's been on my front porch ever since, and I've just done a couple tricks on it. It's just decking, just composite decking, and we all know how good composite decking, like, you know, in the park you get some of those benches that are just made of composite and they grind great, slide great. So I've broke it in on the front porch and it works great. But honestly, I was watching a Keen Ramps video, and it was at a Felipe Gustavo box, and I was like, you know what, I can make something like that. So I slapped her up here. It's 10 foot wide, like I've said before, so plenty of width. And then we had some extra concrete, and I kind of figured we would, so I got this prepped and ready just in case we did. That's why there's a seam here, because if we didn't, you know, this is where we were going to start the pour, and if we had some left over by the time we were done, we were going to come back and put it here, and it was the exact amount. We got a 10-yard load, so we got the exact amount that we needed. And you can see I've already been slowly taking some of the frame off and trying to get some dirt up there. And then I just bought some grass seed, and I was gonna put some grass seed all around, really try to hold that dirt in there so it doesn't wash away. Now it shouldn't wash away because I've got it built out pretty far. So here in a little bit, I think my brother's gonna come over, and if he doesn't, regardless, we're gonna get her broke in. Whatever, I'm just gonna break it in. So it's a beautiful, overcast, gloomy day. So we'll see. There's my donkey, my mini horse in the background. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm excited. I'm so happy how it turned out. Yeah, they took the power trowel to the whole top area up here, and it's just smooth as butter, but not like glossy shop floor smooth, which would have been fine. Either way, that I would have been happy with that. But yeah, so then they came back the next day and they did all of these relief cuts. So you can see relief cut. They did it every, what's this, 10 feet? Yeah. So now pretty much I've got 6 10 by 10 sections. Yep. And then bank, gap, bank. So let's get her broke in. Gonna do some flat ground stuff, warm up a little bit. I love that bench. You know, I made that bench too, just with scraps I got laying around the farm. One of the pros of having a horse farm is there's always projects going on, and you've always got scrap wood. Same with the kicker. I guess I'm warmed up enough to mess some tricks up for you. Let's start over here on the bank. No, Soleil. Say hi to YouTube. This will be my first YouTube video I'll ever upload. Say hi.
Hi.
Look at the, say hi.
Hi.
Oh, isn't she?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. As you can see, it's a family event out here. Okay, well, kids are down there playing on that ramp. I'll let them play. Even at the home skate park, you always got scooter kids getting in the way. So we'll set up down here. We'll see if they follow Dad. Well, as you find out in parenthood, you have to pivot because they followed me now down here. So I'd rather let them just be kids and have fun, which means we get to skate the gap now. I don't know if I recorded any of that. It's all good though. Set my tripod up right in the way, so we'll see how that goes. I was just gonna say, nice thing about that little mellow gap, I could probably pop right up it. That'll work. Oh, that was it. Gosh, that was it.
I don't know why my shoulders hurt. Oh shit, it wasn't recording.
You're kidding. Yep. Thanks for helping record my beautiful wife. I was trying to hide.
No, you were actually recording. I wasn't hiding. I thought that was caulk. That looked like caulk for a second. Come here, guys.
All right, we're gonna skate the bank. And if anybody asks me what the measurements are, no clue. I eyeballed everything. There's actually a door. I think I've said that in the video. You'll probably see. It was just an interior door. I went 45 from corner to corner. That'd make them at least equal. So that big. But no, I'm super happy with how the transition turned out. Let's skate the bank. But I'm telling you what, this is awesome. It's sick. This is better than I imagined it would turn out. I can't believe it. It's smooth. If anything, when hitting this gap, I just keep finding I was going too fast, or well, not too fast, but faster than you need to. You can really just a good half push or a good push, and I mean, like I said, it's 3-stair. You're clearing it, no problem. So yeah, I kept it getting your head. You're going so fast, you're gonna land, you know, 5 feet after, and that'll mess with you. But smooth, and like I said, I got it laser leveled, but it almost is so smooth it feels like you're going downhill slightly. But I'm sitting here looking at it, and that thing's flat as the eye can tell. But I guess that's when you know it's smooth. And this turned out great. I'm loving this. Just a mellow, nice little mellow. Play with some flip tricks. Take your flat ground tricks up to that. Yeah, it's turning out pretty good. So I don't know, maybe I'll just keep playing around. I'll keep recording, but I'm having a blast. This is better than I could ever imagine. So, and I don't know if I recapped this or not yet, but price wise it was way cheaper than you always hear of a slab, something like this. You know, my parents would always, oh, it's $20,000, something crazy, always scared us. But it was 190, I think it was 190 a yard, and we got 10 yards. So with tax, and they added fiber mesh. So we didn't do rebar, no rebar in any of this. Basically, the concrete guys, they did my house the same way. The concrete guys that I hired, I asked them about it, and they explained it to me like this. You know, the rebar, it's hard to get it adjusted just right, and then while you're pouring, sometimes the weight will collapse it or move it or smash it down to the bottom. So it's hard to adjust that rebar where it needs to be, or make it where it needs to be right in the middle. With the fiber mesh, they add fiber mesh to the concrete, and then it's essentially rebar throughout the whole thing. The whole thing is held together with that fiber mesh. So they say it's even better, but that's 3 different concrete guys now I've talked to about that fiber mesh. That's all they do. They don't even do rebar anymore. So I might be talking to the wrong 3 concrete guys, who knows. But in my area, that seems to be the direction the industry's going. Because like I said, my house was done that whole way too, and that's a slab. So yeah, no rebar. I did do 2 pillars. So I bought those like 8-inch diameter tubes at Home Depot. I cut it 45-degree angle. I put one on each side, dug all the way down to earth, to flat, to my track. And it was sticking out about 1.5 inches, 2 inches above my fill dirt. I didn't get that on film because I did that like right before the concrete trucks came. And I tried to get that on film also. And you'll see I just started recording right after they plugged both of them. So they came over, filled both of those first, then they went back. And the concrete truck driver was phenomenal. The guys were praising him the whole time that we're doing the pour. They were like, you know, a lot of times you're moving and you're having to scrape and pull all this concrete because it's just getting piled in one spot. This dude pulled up sideways, and you can see in the time-lapse video, he just sits there and goes like this as he was creeping back and creeping back. The guys were barely even just flattening it all out and then taking the bull float, you know, 20 feet back. And so that concrete, the truck driver, it's always nice to have a good truck driver, what they were telling me. And that guy was one. So there's not much else. I mean, it turned out great and smooth as silk. I just need to get all of the frame off. Doesn't look bad. All right, let's keep skating. I don't like that either. All right, well, I got 1 or 2 trays. Starting to rain. My brother didn't show up. Got a couple good tricks. I might just skate this hubba box. I don't know why I call it a hubba. Might just skate this box until the rain gets too bad or I gotta quit. But thanks for watching. Hopefully I start posting some more on my little skate pad. But if you have any questions in the comments, I'll gladly try to answer most of them. But thanks for watching, guys.